Mayor, I'd like to call the regular meeting of the Elmwood Park Mayor and Council to order for February 18th, 2016 at 8 p.m. On roll call, Council members Coletti.
Here.
Churdo.
Here.
Dombrowski.
Here.
Giandomenico.
Here.
Martino.
Here.
Bonsino.
Here.
Mayor Mola.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Will everyone please rise for our prayer and flag salute? O God our Father, we ask you to bless our meeting which we entrust to your fatherly care and protection. Please remove all selfishness and prejudice from our hearts and plant therein a keen sense of justice and a greater love for you and our neighbor. Guide us in our deliberations so our decisions will always please you and bring peace and happiness to our community. Amen. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Whereas Chapter 231, the Public Laws of the State of New Jersey, requires at the commencement of each meeting a statement of compliance be read by the President presiding officer. Now therefore be advised, the meeting requirements of this meeting have been met by posting an annual notice in the Record of Hackensack, the Herald News of West Patterson, and by posting such notice in the office of the Borough Clerk as well as a public place within the municipal building and notifying interested citizens. Said notice was posted on January 1, 2016. Ladies and gentlemen, this meeting is being videoed. You find it on Cablevision plus Verizon. The dates on both those channels are Monday, 2 p.m., Thursday, 4 p.m., and Friday at 10 a.m. You can also see this on our own website.
Mayor, at this time, under the approval of minutes, we have the February 4th, 2016 regular meeting and the February 11th, 2016 executive session.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Bonsino, second.
Second.
Mr. Martino, any discussion? Call a roll.
On roll call, Council members Coletti.
Yes.
Churdo.
Yes.
Dombrowski.
Yes.
Giandomenico.
Yes.
Martino.
Yes.
Bonsino.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mayor, tonight on first reading, we have Resolution R67-16, introduce ordinance 16-04 on first reading. Be it resolved that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to amend the Code of the Borough of Elmwood Park entitled Traffic be passed and adopted on first reading, and be it resolved that a final hearing on said ordinance will be heard in the municipal building on Thursday, March 3rd, 2016, at 8 p.m. or soon thereafter, as the same can be heard, at which time and place all persons interested in said ordinance can be heard. Be it further resolved that the Borough Clerk be and is hereby authorized to advertise in a legal newspaper. A notice of introduction and final hearing is required by law.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Mr. Martino.
Second.
Mr. Any discussion? No discussion? I'd just like to point out that this ordinance, if you leave your car on the road when it's snowing, and it's illegally on the road when it's snowing, there is going to be a penalty of a $200. It's presently what, 75? What is it? 50. So it's going up $150. Okay? Make sure we get that out there.
On roll
I'm not too happy with it.
on roll call, Council members Coletti.
Yes.
Churdo.
Yes.
Dombrowski.
Yes.
Giandomenico.
Yes.
Martino.
Yes.
Bonsino.
No.
You want to higher or lower?
Lower.
Motion carries. Mayor, tonight on second reading, we have Resolution R68-16, introduce ordinance 16-02 on second reading. Whereas public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled an ordinance to establish the Water Department of the Borough of Elmwood Park, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, and to fix the rates and prices to be charged for the use of water and establish rules and regulations for the distribution, supply, use, and protection of said water, and penalties for the violation of certain said rules and regulations. And whereas said ordinance was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, February 4th, 2016, and that further consideration of this ordinance would be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons interested in said ordinance were given the opportunity to be heard concerning same. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Elmwood Park that an ordinance entitled an ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled an ordinance to establish the Water Department of the Borough of Elmwood Park, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, and to fix the rates and prices to be charged for the use of water, and establish rules and regulations for the distribution, supply, and use and protection of said water, and penalties for the violation of certain said rules and regulations, pass on final reading. Mayor will need a motion to open to the public.
Anyone in the public, they have a motion. Mr. Bonsino and Mr.
Second.
Coletti, any discussion, all in favor? Anyone in the audience who wish to be heard on this? This is a 4% increase on your water bill, and we're going to be paying Passaic Valley Water, 4%. So we're just passing over what they're charging us. No one in the audience? Close the public portion. May I have a motion on this ordinance?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Bonsino, second.
Second.
Mr. Dombrowski. Discussion? Call the roll.
On roll call, Councilmembers Coletti?
Yes.
Churdo? Yes. Dombrowski?
Yes.
Giandomenico?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Bonsino?
Yes.
Motion carries. Mayor, also this evening on second reading, we have Resolution 69-16, introduce ordinance 16-03 on second reading. Whereas public notice has been given by the Borough Clerk that an ordinance entitled a capital ordinance of the Borough of Menlo Park in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, authorizing the rehabilitation of the hockey rink at the Recreation Center in, by, and for the Borough of Elmwood Park, appropriating therefore the sum of $133,640, and providing that such sum be so appropriated and shall be raised from the borough's reserve for recreation expenditures. And whereas said ordinance was introduced and passed at a meeting held on Thursday, February 4th, 2016, and that further consideration of this ordinance would be taken up at this meeting. And whereas all persons who were interested in said ordinance were given the opportunity to be heard concerning same, now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Menlo Park that an ordinance entitled a capital ordinance of the Borough of Menlo Park in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, authorizing the rehabilitation of the hockey rink at the Recreation Center in, by, and for the borough, appropriating therefore the sum of $133,640, and providing that such sum be appropriated shall be raised from the borough's reserve for recreation expenditures. Pass on final reading. Mayor will need a motion to open to the public.
Motion, please, to open.
So moved.
Dombrowski, second.
Second.
Martino?
Martino?
Yes.
Any discussion? All in favor, opposed, so ordered. Anyone who wishes to speak? If not, I'll close the public portion on this. May I have a motion on the ordinance, please?
So moved.
Mr. Dombrowski, second.
Second.
Mr. G. Domenico. Maggie. Any discussion? Call a roll.
On roll call, Councilmembers Coletti?
Yes.
Churdo? Yes. Dombrowski?
Yes.
Giandomenico?
Yeah.
Martino?
Yes.
Bonsino?
Yes.
Motion carries. Mayor, this evening under the consent agenda, we have Resolution
Excuse me,
70-16.
if we go on, before we go any further, I'd like to change my vote on ordinance R 6716. To be honest with you, I didn't get this packet until late today and didn't have the opportunity to really digest this, and I got a little confused. I'd like to change it to no. I do believe that $200 is excessive, whereas $100 or $75 serves the same purpose. You should be summoned if your car is left there, but I think $200 is excessive, and actually becomes a tax in a sense after that. So,
Councilman, if I may, through you, Mayor, once the vote is announced as passed, I would defer to the borough attorney as to your ability to go back and change it, but if I could just stress that this ordinance is only being introduced on first reading, so you will have the opportunity to put your objections on the record and record a no vote at second reading, which is when it would be finally adopted.
Thank
And
you.
I would defer to Brian on how you would change your vote this evening.
I think, Councilman, once the council moves on to a new piece of business after that vote is taken, you can't go back and revisit that vote.
very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Under the consent agenda this evening, we have Resolution 70-16, payment of bills, Resolution 71-16, payment of escrow, Resolution 72-16, confirmation of payroll, Resolution 73-16, appoint firefighter Gregory Thompson for Company 4, Resolution 74-16, resolution to redeem third-party tax lien 635 Boulevard, 20 Garvey Place, Resolution 75-16, resolution authorizing tax exemption for disabled veteran at 266 Falmouth Avenue, Resolution 76-16, authorized agreement for a certified recycling professional, the Bergen County Utilities Authority, Resolution 77-16, authorized lease payment for various state-owned properties within the Borough of Elmwood Park, Resolution 78-16, authorized 2016 Borough Attorney contract for Brian T. Giblin Esquire, Resolution 79-16, authorized payment number 3, Market Street Force Main improvements to the Unizi Group Incorporated, Resolution 80-16, authorized payment number 1, 2015 road program, Smith-Sondy Asphalt Construction Company, Resolution 81-16, authorized coin toss events for Defender Company number 2, Resolution 82-16, proclamation acknowledging FOP month, Resolution 83-16, authorize execution of shared services agreement with the Borough of Fair Lawn Building Department. Resolution 84-16, resolution authorizing a water utility lien for 72 Gilbert Avenue. Resolution 85-16, resolution adopting policy and procedures for the community use of the municipal building. And Resolution 86-16, resolution to approve the consent agenda.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Ms. G. Domenico,
Second.
second by Mr. Martino. Any discussion? Call the roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmembers Coletti,
Yes.
Churdo,
Yes.
Dombrowski.
Yes to all except on R7816. As I stated on my January 1st, I stand to those comments, and I'm voting no.
Giandomenico,
Yes.
Martino,
Yes.
Bonsino.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mayor, this evening, under departmental reports, we have the municipal court report for January, library board minutes for November 16th, 2015, and December 21st, 2015, and finance budget status report for January.
Motion to receive and file.
So moved.
Mr. Dombrowski, second.
Second.
Mr. Martino. Call the roll, please.
On roll call, Councilmembers Coletti,
Yes.
Churdo,
Yes.
Dombrowski,
Yes.
Giandomenico,
Yes.
Martino,
Yes.
Bonsino.
Yes.
And then, Mayor, tonight, under applications, we have St. Leo's Holy Name Society raffle application and Our Lady of Mount Virgin 50/50 off-premises raffle application and 50/50 on-premises raffle application.
Motion.
So moved.
Bonsino.
Second.
Coletti, discussion, call the roll.
On roll call, Councilmembers Coletti,
Yes.
Churdo,
Yes.
Dombrowski.
Yes.
Domenico.
Yes.
Martino.
Yes.
Bonsino.
Yes.
Motion carries. Mayor, that concludes my portion of the agenda.
Thank you. Mr. Martino?
Yes, Mayor, how are you? A few things. We want to remind everybody, on the 24th, the homeowners meeting at 7 p.m. Police is second meeting of the year. The last meeting, there was a lot of attendance, and we're very thankful for that. Let's try to keep the momentum up, and as many people can come. The weather should be nice, so let's try to show up there and show some support. Second, I want to thank Councilman Dombrowski. He showed us, he took a picture of the lights on English Avenue. That's progress. It seemed like it's been a long time coming, and I've been on the council 2 years and 2 months, and I think we've been discussing it since then to fix that park, and guess what? It's done, and that's part of our progress in our town. The rest of it, Mayor, progress.
Thank you. Mr. Churdo?
Thank you. I had a good conversation with Scott today in DPW. For those that live on Stone Ave.
Excuse me 1 minute.
Yes.
We're being videoed. Who's Scott?
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Superintendent.
Oh, boy.
Superintendent of DPW, Scott Cars. I had a good conversation today. We reviewed some of the issues that happened with the water main break today on Stone Ave. It will take a little longer than normal to resolve that issue, but we were in communication. They had their yearly OSHA training as well, and it's pretty much progress on the DPW front. Thank you.
I didn't want to embarrass you. but
No,
we-
that's okay.
We
That's
talk
okay.
as if everybody knows who
That's
Scott
okay.
is or who...
I appreciate it.
Mayor, if I may?
Yes.
Just to piggyback on Councilman Churdo's report, the water main on Stone Ave is not repairable by DPW. So we did declare an emergency today, went through the proper chain of command. I have documentation from Mr. Kartz and from Mr. Murphy, our borough engineer. Contacted the mayor this afternoon. It was declared an emergency, so you'll see a resolution at our next public meeting authorizing our outside contractor, Colonelli Brothers, to come in. They will make that repair tomorrow.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Thank you.
Mr. Coletti?
Regarding JIF, our Joint Insurance Fund, they will be holding their yearly safety kickoff breakfast on March 23rd at 8:30 a.m. at the Stony Hill Inn in Hackensack. Awards will be given out to towns for safety programs, their participation, and the least lost time accident frequency occurrences. Once again, the fire department urges all homes that have a fire hydrant adjacent to their property to maintain snow-free access and not to throw snow back into the streets that would encumber emergency vehicle responses to their homes. The fire chief reported about 70% of the hydrants were accessible from the last snowstorm, but that 30% left us exposed. However, this isn't good enough. Let's keep this in mind that there are penalties and violations. The rec department is still tweaking the proposed multi-purpose complex at Beryl Field at its existing basketball court that will house basketball, hockey rink, tennis, soccer practice field, and volleyball. And this is a work in progress. Mayor?
Thank you. Mr. Valensino?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. A note about the first read, the introduction on the snow ordinance. I did vote no. We had a recommendation from our police chief to increase the fine based on some after-action after the blizzard. I just felt that increasing it in excess of the recommendation, which was 3 times, I felt 150 was appropriate. 200 I thought was excessive, so I didn't support that. Relative to English Ave, Councilman Martino mentioned that it's been 2 years in the works, the lights are up. But I want to remind residents that over 3 years ago, the Rec Commission had a plan to improve the park and put a hockey rink there. And then as the majority changed, we switched gears and we moved the hockey rink to Borough Field. And that's fine. I don't want this to sound like sour grapes or anything like that, but Councilman Coletti mentioned now this multi-purpose configuration at Borough Field. We were supposed to have a hockey rink at Borough Field. Now it's a mixture of items, and I'm a little concerned that we didn't follow through and do what we expected to do by moving the hockey rink. The intent was to move the hockey rink to Borough Field. Now we have something that's portable, temporary. It could be multiple things to multiple people. I'm a little concerned that we didn't follow through and put a hockey rink at Borough Field. And I'll try and follow up on that, find out what's going on. On Saturday night, the governing body attended the installation dinner dance for our ambulance corps. It was good to see some old colleagues from the ambulance corps that I served with, and I wish the new officers the best of luck as we move through 2016. And finally, just a note for the residents, if there are public safety issues that concern you, whether it's traffic, something in your neighborhood that's not right, please don't hesitate to contact our police chief, Mike Foligno. He has an open door policy. He's willing to discuss any issues with the public, and hearing it firsthand from residents is much better than hearing it through the filter of a councilman. So I encourage you, if you have an issue regarding public safety, to not hesitate to reach out to our chief. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Dombrowski?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. On the Board of Health, we had our Board of Health meeting 2 weeks ago, and we had the director of the Bergen County Health Department in to talk to us about the rabies situation. As everybody knows, we met the young boy a couple weeks ago at our last public meeting. He is doing well, thankfully, and we met his hero. But Bergen County wanted to come in here to make sure to tell us that it's not an epidemic. It's really I don't want to say once in a lifetime, but an uncommon situation. I believe there was only 7 rabid animals in all of 2015 throughout New Jersey. So this is not something that is a major problem here in Elmwood Park. So I was thankful that she came in. She also mentioned that the Zika virus that everybody is talking about, the CDC is doing a good job keeping the people of the country informed. She does recommend that any women who are within childbearing age not go south of the border, as we say, or south of the United States, if you're concerned. But there is no apparent problem here in New Jersey, and they don't see it this year or in the next year. But eventually it could come up this way. Our chamber meeting, the Chamber of Commerce will be having a bus trip to Sands Casino on April 20th. Its cost is $40. You get $25 back. If you're interested in tickets, you can call 201-794-0966. It's limited seating. It's a great bus trip out there, very short. You have a good time. As far as English Ave, I was pleased to be there for the lighting of the lights to make sure that, as they say, the illumination covered the field, and I was very pleased to see that it was up and running. It looks like it's going to be a nice spring this year. We now have an extra field to play not only soccer, but other sports as well, so I'm very pleased to see that happen. A couple weeks ago, I went, right after his surgery, I went to go see Officer Nichols in the hospital. He's the officer that broke his leg during trying to apprehend some criminals. And saw him right after his surgery. He was in a lot of pain. He broke his femur, he broke his tibia just below the kneecap. And he has 2 plates and 10 screws in his leg. And, I really wish him well. I thanked him for his service, but he's in a lot of pain, so keep him in your prayers. Now, lastly, on this Saturday, we're all going to be meeting to go over our municipal budget. And like the mayor did last January 1st, I'm hoping that we're going to work real hard to bring a 0 tax increase this year to Elmo Park. I'm going to try my hardest. So, other than that, progress.
Thank you. Mr. Domenico.
Thank you. On behalf of the Finance Committee, I've been meeting with our CFO at our weekly 6 a.m. meetings, and I'm proud to report that last Thursday we had our first 2 out of the 11 budget hearings, where we went over the ambulance and the building department's budget. This past Tuesday, the schools held a presentation for all of the parents whose children took the park exams, and just for all the parents who have not been able to make it, the presentation is on the school website under the Parent Resource tab. And also under Project Graduation, they will be holding their fashion show at the Fiesta on March 3rd at 6 p.m. And that's it for me, Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Giblin?
No report.
Thank you. I don't have a report to this evening. I think everything's been said that I was going to say, so I'm not going to just repeat that. But is there anyone in the audience? I'll open up the public portion. Anyone in the audience who wish to be heard? Name and address, please.
Daniel Altamont, 26 Levy Court. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Just a quick question. During the last snowstorm, the bigger blizzard we got on the weekend, I was helping some of my friends at the firehouse shovel their lot, and at the ambulance building shovel their lot. And a couple of DPW trucks passed by, so we had asked if they were able to just shovel snow into one of the corners in the lot. And on both occasions, they said that they were given specific instructions not to touch both the firehouse lot or the ambulance lot. So I was just wondering if you know of any, maybe for liability purposes or anything like that.
I'll follow up, but I was told otherwise, and I know they did, when they came down Boulevard, they did a swipe up truck 4, I saw that. But I'll follow up regarding what you said.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? I'd like to lead the council in a song and dance or something. It's 25 after.
Mayor, we do have an executive session.
Go ahead.
Whereas the Open Public Meetings Act, PL 1975, Chapter 231, permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting in certain circumstances, and whereas this public body is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, and whereas the governing body wishes to discuss personnel in the police department and litigation, EP United versus the Borough of Elmwood Park, minutes will be kept, and what's the matter involving the confidentiality of the above no longer requires that confidentiality, then the minutes can be made public. Now therefore be it resolved that the public be excluded from this meeting. Mayor will need a motion to go into executive session.
Before we do that, let me just review what I said about I don't have a report. The clerk and I have been talking to the state about Cinco Paint, which is the old paint building on Van Riper Avenue. And we hired a company that is looking for state funds in order to do what they have to do about remediating that building with any toxins in it. And they're waiting. We did get a letter that they're going to be moving on that as of January, 20-something?
The money was approved on January 7th, and we're waiting for documentation from the state of New Jersey confirming that.
So we are trying to move on that. It's something we've been spending years and years on. And as soon as we get any information, I'll be contacting Senator Poe to see if she can help us out, or one of the assemblymen and assemblywoman, and see where we can go on that. Thank you. May I have a motion to adjourn, please?
To enter into executive session, Mayor.
Enter executive session.
So moved.
Mr. Dombrowski and Mr. Martino. Wonder who's running this, Dombrowski or Martino?
On roll call, council members Coletti?
Yes.
Churdo? Yes. Dombrowski?
Yes.
Giandomenico?
Yes.
Martino?
Yes.
Monsino?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Mayor, if you'd like to kill some time, we could talk about the debates.
Oh, please. Thank you.
Yeah, fine.